In our last look at Russia's claimed superweapons, we explored the Burevestnik's nuclear-powered might and its unmatched range. We saw how Western systems fall short, lacking that nuclear edge. Now, let's dive into the Kinzhal, a missile boarding a murderous fury from the skies. What if this hypersonic terror is just a dart in the dark? Can Ukraine really swat it away like an annoying fly? Imagine the roar of a modified MiG-31K fighter jet, engines howling at supersonic speeds. The Kinzhal missile launches, a vicious beast speeding to Mach 10. It twists, loops, defies gravity with maneuvers sharper than a falcon's dive. Reach it stretches up to 1,240 miles. Carrying conventional or nuclear death. There's no question the non-nuclear versions have ravaged Ukraine time and again. Russians brag it's uninterceptable, a hypersonic ghost. But Western doubters whisper it lacks true hypersonic traits, more like a high-speed illusion. Ukraine screams it down, claiming 15 intercepts by late 2023. Debris from one might be Kinzhal wreckage, but proof crumbles like dry earth underfoot. Not rock-solid evidence. Then, in November 2025, Ukraine's Nocturnal Vigil unit boasted its lunar electronic warfare jammed at least 21 Kinzhals. Hacking Russia's GLONASS satellite system, messing coordinates so they plop harmlessly in fields. Spoofing turned them into confused wanderers. A few debris pics show errant impacts, but hard facts? Elusive. Ukraine also brags shooting down at least one Sirkin. Wreckage hints at it strongly. Yet Sirkin flies rarely compared to Kinzhal or even Russia's Iskander-M ground pounders. Those Iranian Shahed 136 clones buzz like angry hornets. Touched by the cold steel of a Kinzhal's remnants, the metal chills your fingers. Imagine terror if it hit true. The scent of scorched soil lingers, a grim reminder of potential obliteration. Rhetorical questions haunt: is Russia's sky-piercing claim hubris or lethal reality? But wait, what if these intercepts are the cracks in Putin's armor, exposing vulnerabilities the West could exploit tomorrow? The tension mounts as we uncover the next supposed titan. Will it stand as steel truth, or shatter like Soviet smoke and mirrors? Your heart races. What shadowed secret hides next? In the shadows of global tensions, the previous section explored how doubts from Western experts persist about Russia's superweapons, from the Burevestnik to the avant-garde, while the fading international support for Ukraine raises alarms. Could this be the moment everything unravels? Now, imagine the chilling silence of a battlefield where fear grips the air, the distant rumble of artillery vibrating through your bones like a predator's growl. Is Russia bluffing with these so-called superweapons, or could a nuclear shadow engulf Ukraine in a horrific blaze? Experts questioned by the key independent warn of a terrifying twist. While strategic nukes aren't in play for a non-nuclear threat like Ukraine, the rise of these weapons under Putin heightens the dread of tactical nukes, smaller, yet murderously savage blasts that could shatter defenses and spiral into full-blown war. Ankit Panda, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, voiced this nightmare. Conditions on the ground could ignite the first real use of these battlefield beasts, kicking off an escalatory chain leading straight to strategic annihilation. But here's the shocking humiliation of Putin's arsenal: does it even upset the old Cold War balance? No, says Shane Barris and others, the doctrine of mutual assured destruction still stands, a icy hand holding back superpowers from suicidal strikes. If deterrence fails, Panda confesses, we face doom far beyond Ukraine. Yet, skeptics brush off the peril, like Pavel Podvik, director of the Russian Nuclear Forces Project in Geneva. He mocks the Burevestnik as no super threat. Just a cruise missile cruising subsonically for hours, easy pickings for anti-missile shields. The air hums with potential intercept, the faint whir of detection systems piercing the tension. But what if these weapons aren't the bluff they're called? Could a single failed launch or unconfirmed strike twist the scales, proving Russia's edge is as lethal as the windswept debris fields in Ukraine, teasing an even darker revelation ahead? Wake up, world, do we dare ignore the sparks igniting global cataclysm? Doubts about Burevestnik's might lingered. Experts questioned its low military value, explaining why no one else pursues similar tech. Yet, skepticism doesn't end there. What if Russia's secret arsenal conceals a darker threat? Imagine the icy depths of the ocean, where engines hum softly, vibrations echoing through dark currents. There, the Poseidon hovers. Pavel Podvig, from the Russian Nuclear Forces Project, argues the system's worth is minimal. Why? Its military edge seems weak, too slow, too detectable. No other nation rushes to mirror it. That's right, low utility makes it unattractive. He shares in an interview. Experts call it inefficient. Now, flop to Dmitry Gorenberg at the Center for Naval Analyses. He probes Poseidon's stealth claims. Is it truly invisible? No. Subject to common flaws of underwater drones, noisy, trackable. Echo's trackers reveal it. It's not silent. Limitations bind it like any submersible. Gorenberg states flatly. Both share similarities with Burevestnik. Proud displays mask real weaknesses. Politically charged, ambitious, yet debatable. The key independent reports they spark controversy. Podvig and Gorenberg echo Barris. These weapons aren't battle-ready. More like warnings, tools to sway West's views on Ukraine. Fears of escalation control minds. Weapons as messages. They aim to unsettle support. Provoke doubts in alliances. But is this view correct? Shocking twist, are Russia's superweapons a bluff? Echoes of Soviet parades, fake missiles in Red Square. Deception's shadow looms. Or desperate ploy by a fading power? Perhaps strategists downplay dangers. These arms shift Ukraine's stakes, unmatched for now. Stakes rise perilously. Time reveals truths. Eyes watch for updates on this arsenal. Mysterious developments cloak Russia's edge. Unrealized potentials tease fear. Who dares discount their shadow? Deeper layers await. What revelation might shatter assumptions next? The hum of an unknown engine thrums closer. Hearts pound. Danger's scent lingers, salty fear. Uncertainty grips. What if proof emerges, defying skeptics? A twist could ignite global panic. Breath pauses. Secrets buried may unearth a storm. Who controls the ultimate lure? Cliffhangers dangle. As tensions coil tighter, unseen threats brew. The cold metal gleam of something real? Shock waves could ripple before dawn. Toward what abyss do leaders march on? Imagine a country flaunting terrifying new weapons that might not even exist, yet everyone fears them. Russia claims to possess an arsenal of superweapons, from the Sarmat missile to the Poseidon drone, each designed to strike fear into the West. But what if these giants are nothing more than elaborate illusions? Could Vladimir Putin be bluffing with a deck of paper-thin threats, or are these weapons genuinely ready to reshape global warfare? History offers a chilling precedent. Back in 1965, during a grand parade in Red Square, Soviet leaders proudly displayed massive missile models, booming that nothing could stop their destructive power. But insiders reveal those towering giants were mere facades, fakes crafted to intimidate. These replicas, pulled by tractors, were nothing more than illusions, designed to deceive the world and keep rivals guessing about true strength. Could today's so-called superweapons be the same kind of deception? Limited footage and scant evidence suggest some, like the Poseidon drone or the Avangard glide vehicle, are real, but concrete proof remains elusive. Radioactive tales from Ukraine, statements from Putin, and digital images all fuel speculation. Are Moscow's claims of nuclear-powered missiles and hypersonic systems genuine, or just echoes of a Cold War ghost story? What hidden secrets might be lurking beneath this smoke and mirrors show? Could Russia's new arsenal be a bluff that catches the West off guard, or are they truly on the brink of unleashing a new era of warfare? And if these weapons are real, what consequences could follow? Are we stepping into a future where deception blurs with deadly reality? The truth may be more shocking than anyone suspects. Imagine this: Russia's arsenal of advanced systems could reshape global power balances overnight, but are they game changers or just shadows on the wall? What if one weapon burns hotter than the sun, hitting anywhere from Moscow to Madrid without a trace of fallout? In our last dive, we explored the Helios laser setup on those sleek Admiral Gorshkov-class vessels. It's the tamest of Russia's bold claims, no nuclear punch, and America seems to have caught up fast, or is hot on its heels. Now, picture the full picture unfolding. These cutting-edge platforms promise fresh paths to unleash devastating payloads from solid ground, soaring skies, and churning oceans. Toss in that laser array, and the mix grows even more intriguing. Then there's the intriguing Zircon, often whispered about in hushed tones. It might unlock strikes with warheads that sear at scorching heats, zipping across mid-range targets like vast swaths of Europe. Hypersonic rush, damage rivaling a small tactical blast, yet no lingering radiation haze. The air would crackle with heat, the ground trembling under invisible fury. Feel the tension in October 2025. President Putin and top military mind General Valery Gerasimov step forward. They declare triumphant trials for the Burevestnik and Poseidon. Separately, the Zircon rolls into full production, rolling out to units even shared with close ally Belarus. Observers gasp. Is this a veiled warning, a signal of readiness to act? The words hang heavy, like storm clouds over tense borders. But wait, could it all be theater? A clever maneuver to shift the board? Dive deeper into mid-November. In the heart of Kiev's echoing halls, U.S. Army head Christine Wormuth meets Ukrainian leaders face-to-face. Her words cut like winter wind, frontline forces teeter on the edge of collapse against relentless advances. Sources close to the talks leak to outlets like NBC. Defeat looms swift and sure. She paints the scene vividly. Russian air campaigns ramp up, unyielding, endless. They could drag this out forever. Ukraine's plight? It darkens by the day, shadows lengthening across frostbitten fields. Why wait for total eclipse? Push for talks now, before weakness chains you tighter. The room falls silent, the weight pressing like damp earth. And here's the gut punch: America's factories strain, unable to flood the flow of shields and tools fast enough. No more endless stream to guard vital grids or shield lives. Cut off that vital aid, be it gifts from Washington or buys from European partners, and the slide accelerates, unstoppable. Russian hits on power plants and fuel hubs? They've plunged the nation into blackout chills. Lights flicker out, homes grow icy, factories grind to halts amid the biting cold. What desperate moves might Ukraine make next? As winter bites harder, will fragile truces hold, or shatter like thin ice? Hang on, and the real storm is just brewing. As we delved into the heart of the conflict, we uncovered how vital American aid is to safeguard Ukraine's critical systems and its people, from power grids to daily survival. Without it, whether given directly or funneled through European purchases, the nation's plight would spiral into unavoidable disaster. Savage strikes from Russia had ravaged Ukraine's energy and gas hubs, leaving its power network shattered, just as a brutal, freezing winter loomed on the horizon. Imagine this, in the fading echo of a once vibrant city, where the acrid scent of burnt fuel clings to frost-cracked streets, a grizzled soldier huddled in a dim bunker. The distant rumble of explosions shivered through the earth, each boom a cruel reminder of lost homes and shattered lives. This flashback, a stark vision of September 2022, where the tang of exposed wiring mixed with the metallic bite of fear, haunts us still. Could Russia's so-called superweapons be mere shadows in a game of brinkmanship, designed to humiliate Western resolve and twist the truth? Ukraine's front lines groan under relentless pressure. Troops creak like overworn boots in the mud, from the beleaguered Kupiansk in the north to the besieged Kherson in the south. Russian forces have breached the once impenetrable fortress of Avdiivka, a bastion that held firm since late 2022. How does a nation push back when its defenders whisper of exhaustion, their spirits frayed by endless artillery thunder? The Kiev Independent, echoing countless voices, painted a grim picture. Was Putin's parade of these elusive arsenals a crafty ruse? Experts declare its purpose purely political. A deliberate tactic of cognitive warfare. George Burroughs from the Institute for the Study of War revealed to the paper that trotting out these weapon phantoms aims to ignite terror, manipulating Western minds on Russia and Ukraine. It plants seeds of doubt, frail illusions that Moscow exploits later. What if these fears aren't just whispers, but weapons that erode alliances from within? According to Barros and his peers, the true power of these systems isn't in their might, but in coercing the West to rethink backing Ukraine. The unspoken threat hangs heavy, escalate further, and will plunge into a nuclear abyss with arms you can't match. Picture the sting of that humiliation, the enemy dictating your retreat through invisible dread. Can we shrug it off, or does arrogance blind us to impending doom? Barros insists Russia's battlefield prowess is crippled. Without a robust international coalition bolstering Ukraine, victory slips away. Putin banks on self-sabotage, preying on our escalation anxieties and nuclear nightmares. Yet, with Trump's administration retreating from deep Ukraine engagement and Europe's faltering resolve to ship the massive arms Ukraine demands, how firm does that global support truly stand? Has the tide turned unseen, leaving Ukraine isolated in the chill? The cold bite of betrayal sharpens as experts pause. None foresee a quick end to this standoff. Is this the twist that reshapes the war, a bluff so profound it undermines itself? Or might real firepower lurk beneath, poised to unleash chaos? As winds howl through devastated lands. The air thick with the scent of desperation, one question pierces the fog: will Western hubris awaken too late, or can we unravel Putin's dangerous gamble before it engulfs us all? The next revelation might shatter the facade forever. Just wait. Imagine a country boasting about the ultimate arsenal, superweapons designed to strike fear into the hearts of NATO nations. These are the claims surrounding Russia's lineup: the Budavestnik, Sarmat, Kinzhal, Poseidon, Avangard, Perespat, and Adishnik. On paper, they are described as revolutionary, capable of mastering new delivery methods for nuclear warheads, ways that Western defenses supposedly cannot counter. But how much of this is real, and how much might be a clever illusion? These weapons are meant to serve as a show of strength, a forceful warning to Western powers to stay out of Ukraine and away from confrontation. Yet, there's a nagging question. With so little concrete evidence of their deployment or proven capability, some experts wonder, are these weapons only a bluff? Could it be that Putin is bluffing, just as previous regimes did during the Cold War, sending fool's gold instead of genuine threat? Or is this hubris, a dangerous overconfidence that could lead to catastrophe? Let's dig into the facts, and uncover the truth behind these modern Russian giants. History shows us that bluffing was standard practice for the Soviets. Back in 1965, during a grand parade in Red Square, they rolled out giant missiles with grandiose claims about their potential. But beneath the surface, it was all a shell, fakes. The massive missiles were simply replicas, pulled behind tractors. No real weaponry, no destructive power, just an illusion. And that deception was deliberate, a tactic used to keep the US guessing, to create fear without risking actual war. Could Russia's current arsenal be just a modern version of that same old game? Or is there real fire behind the smoke? The answer hinges on the scant evidence we have, and whether Russia's boastful claims hold true in the real world. Because if these weapons are genuine, they could shift the balance of global power forever, leaving NATO struggling to respond. But if they're only illusions, then the world is still vulnerable to a massive bluff that could be called at any moment. Stay tuned as we explore each of these supposed superweapons, what we know, what we doubt, and what secrets might still be hidden behind Russia's claim of unstoppable might. In the heart of a relentless conflict, the vital lifelines of Ukraine hang by a thread. American assistance plays a crucial role in protecting the country's critical systems, from fragile power grids to everyday survival. Without these lifelines, delivered either through direct aid or European support, Ukraine's future looks bleak. Russian strikes have decimated energy and gas facilities, leaving the nation's infrastructure on the brink of collapse just as winter's icy grip tightens. Imagine the image: a cold, deserted street shrouded in frost. The smell of burnt fuel drifts in the air, mingling with the biting chill. In a dim bunker, a weary soldier clenches his jaw amid the sharp crackle of static on the radio. The distant thrum of explosions echoes like a cruel heartbeat, reminding him of shattered homes, lost lives, and unending despair. Recall that moment from September 2022, where exposed wiring sparked fears of a total blackout, a haunting memory that still lingers, whispering of fragile hope slipping away. But are Russia's so-called superweapons just illusions? Shadows meant to humiliate Western resolve and cover a bigger deception? As frontline tensions mount across battered cities from Kupiansk to Kherson, Russian forces push through defenses once thought impregnable. The fortress of Avdiivka has fallen, shattering a months-long stalemate. How can a nation fight back when exhaustion hangs heavy on its weary fighters? Every day, artillery roars like a beast in the night, sapping spirits and draining hope. Meanwhile, the narrative grows darker. The Kremlin flaunts its mysterious arsenals, fables, or facts. Some skeptics see them as pure propaganda, tactical illusions crafted to mystify and manipulate perceptions. Is Putin's parade of phantom weapons a calculated distraction, designed to intimidate the West into hesitation? Experts say it's about sowing doubt, turning fears into tools of psychological warfare. Famous analysts warn that these illusions are meant to create a shadow war not just on the battlefield but inside the minds of allies and enemies alike. What if these fears aren't mere words, but instruments designed to fracture unity? Could the Kremlin's goal be to erode Western resolve from within? The threat is clear: escalate further, and we risk plunging into a nuclear nightmare, an abyss from which recovery may be impossible. Think about the humiliation: an adversary wielding invisible threats, dictating terms by fear alone. Can we dismiss this as mere bravado, or are we blind to the lurking danger? Defense experts argue that Russia's battlefield capability has taken a hit. Without a firm, united front, without robust international backing, Ukraine's fight could falter. Putin seems to rely on chaos, a dangerous game of self-sabotage, betting that our fears will stop us from fully backing Kiev. But with Western powers retreating from deep involvement, and Europe wavering in arms shipments, is support truly firm? Or is the global community silently retreating into icy silence, leaving Ukraine exposed and isolated? As the wind howls across devastated lands and desperation thickens the air, one question remains: will Western arrogance blind us until it's too late? Or can we see through the illusion before Putin's dangerous gambit spirals beyond control? Somewhere behind the smoke and shadows lies a hidden truth, a revelation that could shatter the illusion completely. Something lurks beneath the surface, ready to unleash chaos. The next move could change everything, forever rewriting the story of this war. Stay alert, the true storm may be just beginning.